Well, more than 100 people gathered tonight at Ohio State University to honor 3 lives that were taken too soon. 20-year-old Brian Fraser, 20-year-old Alexandria Verner, and 19-year-old Ariel Anderson. The Michigan State University students were killed Monday in a mass shooting on campus in East Lansing. Thanks for joining us for NBC4 at 11. I'm Kyle Beachy. NBC4's Jonathan Jackson was at the ceremony tonight and has more on their message to those impacted by this tragedy.
Here at the Oval on Ohio State University's campus, hundreds of students and faculty gathered to remember the victims of the mass shooting that happened at Michigan State University.
I will fight for a better future.
During the candlelight vigil, calls for action rang out across the university from the students who organized tonight's event.
It could happen here at any moment, and we need laws, legislation in place that will prevent it, because currently what's stopping it from happening right now.
And local activists such as Dion Green, who lived through the Dayton mass shooting, were in attendance, supporting these students' message.
It's the survivors like us across the country that has to continue showing up, stepping up, where the change needs to just happen.
Protector of your students.
Meanwhile, faculty members at OSU, such as Professor Lisa Voigt, also spoke on the shooting, describing the moment when she reached out to her friends and fellow professors at Michigan State University.
And when I heard from her that it was her friend and colleague's classroom where it happened, I was shocked, but I shouldn't be shocked because it can happen to any of us.
As an educator, Voigt says nothing is more important to her than the safety of her students, which is why she was encouraged to see so many in attendance here today.
I was so moved, and I can't even tell you how grateful they're going to be at Michigan State to hear about this.
Students Demand Action is also holding an advocacy day at the Ohio State House on March 22nd, in which they plan to push for stronger gun reform. Local for you at Ohio State University, I'm Jonathan Jackson, NBC4.
Thank you, Jonathan. And Michigan State alumni gathered in New York City today for a candlelight vigil to honor those victims of the mass shooting. The Alumni Association allowed attendees to share stories or prayers for the victims, and some alumni could be seen in MSU apparel. Information about accessing mental support services and information on donating to the official Spartan Strong Fund was also shared during that vigil. And Michigan State University officials announcing today that classes will begin again tomorrow following last week's shooting. At an afternoon news conference, they said $250,000 has been raised, which will be used to cover the funeral expenses and hospital bills for the victims. 4 of those injured students remain in critical condition. 1 is in stable condition. Officials also announced that 2 campus buildings where the shootings took place will remain closed this semester.